All right, so today is Monday, the 24th of February, 2025. We're having our morning analysis, and the week is going to end, as in February is going to end this week. It's the year is really, moving on. January was just like a few weeks back, and now we're ending the month of February. Good morning, Madam Monaji. All right, so let's look at what we have or what the market has in store for us rather this week. So fundamentally, we'll check out the important events that could move the market this week. Then we'll go back to the technicals to look at what the chart is saying. Now, from the fundamental angle, there was German federal elections yesterday, and that was for the Eurozone. And also there was retail sales from New Zealand in the night around 10:45 p.m. last night. That's Nigerian time. So those are past events that have happened. They are still part of this week, and they could still influence some outcomes in the market in the course of the week. Now, today, Monday, we have the bank holiday in Japan. So there could be some range of quietness around the Japanese yen in the course of today. So let's take note of that and trade the JPY pairs with a lot of caution. And by 10 a.m. today, there will be the German IFO business climate. This is going to impact upon the euro pairs, and it's a medium impact event. And this data is going to measure the level of a composite index based on surveyed manufacturers, builders, wholesalers, services, and retailers. An actual retailer forecast is expected to be good for the currency, which is the euro in this case. So let's take note of that. Though it may not move the market so much, but let's still put some attention around it. It's coming up by 10 a.m. Now, other important events for the week. One, we're going to have the CPI from Australia on Wednesday. Wednesday by 1:30 a.m., we're going to have the CPI from Australia. That is expected to really move the market. And also, there'll be crude oil inventory on same Wednesday by 4:30 p.m. Now, crude oil inventory could move the market, either it's a medium impact or a high impact event. Either of it could really move the market. So let's take note of that. And on Thursday, there'll be the prelim GDP quarterly and unemployment claims. These two combined together might really have some volatile effect upon the market. And on Friday, there will be GDP from Canada. And it's going to happen simultaneously with the core PCE price index from the United States. These are the major events for this week. Let's just take note of them as the week unfolds and we begin to see the market move. All right, so those are the fundamental events that are the major ones that move this week. Let's go back to the technicals to see what the market is saying on the chart. All right, so this is chart. This is MetaTrader. Good morning, Mr. Lasisi. Welcome aboard. On the charts, we have some instruments to put our attention on for this week, and I would like to start with the USD JPY. The USD JPY. Now, on the short term, we might see some bullish movement on the USD JPY, and these are my reasons for that outlook. Number one, if you look on the week on the daily time frame, just as I'm checking now, you can see that we have a support, a resistance rather term support zone right here on the daily time frame, which could give us a bullish movement on the USD JPY. And if we flip down to the 4-hour, we can see there's a falling wedge on 1 hour. Now, this pattern is also clear on 1 hour, but if we go down to 15 minutes, we can clearly see we have an inverse head and shoulder pattern. And this is to point us into a bullish direction, just like what we saw on the daily time frame where we have the resistance and support, which gives us a bullish outlook. So technically, I have a bullish outlook on the USD JPY. Now, price is currently trading around the neckline region, the inverse head and shoulder pattern, which we are seeing on the 15 minutes time frame rather. If a new candle breaks up above this level, then we'll see a bullish movement in USD JPY, and at least price might target this resistance region up here on the 15 minutes time frame. You know, so if we're looking at taking a trade on this, I will want to hold on and see if during the course of this analysis, we have a breakout that we can take, buy trades straight away. But let's just watch. At least using our Fibonacci tool, we should be able to see price go up to the tune of, let's check. This should be Fibonacci 50. That's about 30 pips. Let's just average 30 pips to 61.8. But between 30 and 50 pips, we can catch on this instrument. So I'm bullish on the USD JPY. Now, this is an intraday setup, it's not swing. So this is expected to be actualized in the course of today. Like I said, the analysis is still on. We want to wait and see if we have a clear entry before we get through the analysis, and I can give you a signal on that if it's applicable. So I'm bullish on the USD JPY. And since I'm bullish on the USD JPY, I have a bearish outlook on the AUD USD. And for AUD USD, price on the weekly time frame closed last week as a rejection candle. This is the rejection candle right here. I closed last week. And also that rejection candle. Now, when you have a rejection candle like that, we should be looking at a bearish movement. And coincidentally, it closed at a support turn resistance level. So that automatically gives us a bearish bias for the AUD USD. And it's very much in line since, we have a bullish outlook on the USD JPY, the AUD USD, which is, negatively correlated with the other direction. Now, for this one, I'm looking at it more from a swing perspective and not intraday like USD JPY. And the reason is this: I'm finding my rise away pattern much more clearer on the 4-hour time frame. But we'll still check the 1 hour and see, but I think I'm more comfortable with the 4-hour at the moment. So we have a perfect rising wedge pattern, which is a reversal pattern on the 4-hour time frame, which eventually is expected to point us into the bearish direction. And let's check the 1 hour. Okay, on the 1 hour, well, we have to zoom so tiny. I think I'll just take on the 4-hour. So I'm bearish on the AUD USD on the 4-hour time frame. It's more like a swing setup. And at the point of entry, we should expect our RSI clearly break out below 50. That should be, in view before we trigger a trade. And also, we should see price break out below this current minor support level. Likewise, if we're to trigger a sell on the AUD USD. So I'm bearish on the AUD USD on the 4-hour time frame. I'm bullish on the USD JPY on the 1-hour time frame. Now, fundamentally, I think there is a lot of weakness on the Australian dollar because there are two other Australian dollar pairs that are equally bearish. So that tells us if you have the same pattern or if you have the same bias on the same currency multiple times, that actually is a pointer to the fact that there's a reaction, a market reaction on that instrument, and most likely that instrument will go in the expected direction of the analysis of each of the pairs that are being analyzed under that particular currency pair. For example, now the weakness we're seeing on AUD USD is also available on the AUD CAD and the AUD CHF. So you can even decide to take a choice, to make a choice on when you want to trade out of the three of them. For the AUD CAD, it has a high probability setup, in the sense that you can see on the daily time frame that price is trending lower. We have a lower high, and a third one here. And coincidentally, now this alone on its own with the bearish candle for last week, we're looking for opportunity to sell the AED card, and there's equally now a resistance zone that gives us a confluence, a resistance zone around the triple top pattern. This is a triple top pattern. That's technically we're looking for an opportunity to sell the AED card. This also, let's go down 4-hour. On 4-hour time frame, also we could draw a trend line and a second one to give us a rising wedge pattern. And the last 4-hour candle also happens to have been a rejection candle. That can also help this corrective to respond more to respond better to bearish pressure. If we flip down to 1-hour time frame, now we can take an entry on 1 hour on this one. That means we can have a faster entry on this compared to the AED USD. So you can keep the AED USD for swing, or you can make an earlier entry on this AED card. So if price breaks out below the trend line right here, I find it a lot easier to trigger a sell on the AED card with our RSI clearly below 50. So I'm bearish on the AUD card. We should also take note there's a minor support. Let me confirm it. There's a minor support turn, resistance turn support rather. So we need price to clearly break out below this zone to trigger a sell on the AED card. So I'm bearish on the AUD, I'm bearish on the AED card. Like I said, the AED CHF is also having similar sell-off. I think just take that out so that we don't have too many instruments. All right, so next I'll look at is the GBP CHF.
Hello, sir.
Good morning. Hello. Yeah.
Good morning, sir. So,
how would you?
So I didn't get. You said that you are bearish on AED card and what again, sir?
We're bearish on AED card. We're bearish on AED.
On what?
AED card on 4-hour AED USD. Sorry,
okay, sir.
AED card on 1 hour AED USD
on 4 hours.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm grateful, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, the next instrument I'll look at is the GBP CHF. Now, for the GBP CHF, we can see clearly on the weekly time frame that this instrument has been descending. There has been a bearish movement for a while. The trend has been downwards. We expect a continuation downwards. And on closer look, we also found out that we have a resistance zone where price hit last week, closing as a rejection candle. That is also expected to push us into a downward or a bearish direction. So we'll flip down to the daily time frame and see the rejection candles there. And on 4-hour. So on 4-hour, we have a rising wedge pattern. So if you're looking to take a sell on the GBP CHF, if price breaks out below this lower trend line, our RSI is already below 50. So that tells us that this instrument is really getting ready for a sell. We just need to look a clear breakout, below the trend line, or we trigger a sell with GBP CHF. So we're bearish on the GBP CHF. And I think that should just all. The other one, let's just stick with the GBP CHF. I was trying to look at the CHF JPY. It's going to go in the opposite direction to the GBP CHF. So we'll look at the CHF, and that will be fine. And finally, I'll talk about gold. I know many of us are eager to what's happening to gold or what's going to happen to gold, either one. Now, for gold, this is my outlook on gold. Yeah, technically on the long term, gold still remains bullish, but in the short term, there could be some retracement in the course of this week. You can see that price is still ranging around that weekly resistance level, sorry, weekly trend line rather, which is now acting as a resistance at this point here. And the last 4 days, price has been ranging around this level. And when price ranges around a level for a period, it means there's an indecision in the market, or price is at a point of equilibrium. It doesn't have enough strength to go higher. So many times like that, since it's at the resistance, there's a likelihood of a reversal to happen, in this instance to the bearish direction. And that's on the daily. I'm currently on the daily time frame. And if I zoom down further to the 4 hour, I discover that at this same level now, I'm seeing what is evolving to a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder, and a drop. So technically, I'm looking for an opportunity for gold to break out. Now, when the market opened last night, there was already some bearish movement. If you go down to 1 hour time frame, on 1 hour, there was an initial, bearish movement that opened the week. So over time, there was a retracement, but I'm expecting, a further movement into the bearish direction. Let's flip it back to the 4 hour. So we still have you can see the kind of a resistance level over there. That price is contending with at the moment. That's in this region. There's some sort of resistance here, and that's the second shoulder hitting that region and not being able to break it. So that's it on the 1 hour. So if price maintains this current resistance level and unable to break it, by the next 4 hour candle, start seeing some further bearish movement. But overall, what I'm seeing is a shoulder, a head, a second shoulder that should lead us into a breakout downwards. At least for a start, price is expected to target the neckline. Price is expected to target the neckline here, and if it breaks that neckline, then we may have further bearish breakout. So I hold a bearish bias on gold, and that's very much in line with what we saw that USD/JPY is going bullish. So gold will go in the other direction. All right, so that'll be all from my end this morning. I've analyzed quite a number of instruments. Let me do a quick recap for the benefit of those who joined us a bit late. So I said this for today. This is an intraday setup. I'm bullish on USD/JPY on the 15 minutes time frame. I cited an inverse head and shoulder pattern, and overall bias actually on this instrument is bullish. So coupled with an inverse head and shoulder pattern on the 15 minutes time frame, we have a bullish outlook on the USD/JPY. And I said I'm having a bearish outlook on the AUD/USD. Now, if the dollar is bullish, as in the currency pair where the dollar is the base currency is bullish, then the ones where the dollar is a quote will go the other direction, which is the bearish direction. So I'm bearish on the AUD/USD on 4 hour time frame. That one is a swing setup. And I'm equally bearish on the AUD card, but the AUD card is on 1 hour. So you can take advantage of those two trades. If you're a day trader, you can trigger a sell on the AUD card when it is ripe enough to trade. And possibly if you do swing also when the AUD/USD is ready, and trade that also. But don't just dump both of them together and say because they're going in the same direction. Wait for actual entry on both. And if you just do day trade and you don't do swing trade, stick with AUD card. If you do swing trade, you don't do day trade, stick with the AUD/USD. And we're just being flexible with the choices we're giving you. Now, for GBP/CHF, I hold a bearish outlook, and that is equally on 4 hour time frame. And gold, I'm seeing a head and shoulder pattern on gold for 4 hours, and the price respects current resistance level that we're seeing here now. Then we should start seeing a drop in the course of today. So that's all that I've analyzed today. I'm seeing people already dropping requests. I'll attend to as many as possible before we round up this analysis session. So Solomon is asking to check GBP/JPY and QJPY. Then Udemel is asking to check a UJ, that's USDJPY. I already said that it's bullish on the 15 minutes. So that's I won't be repeating that. So let's check the US GBP JPY and Euro JPY. Generally, most of the JPY pairs are going bullish. I only mentioned the USD. JPY too is going bullish, but I purposely left that out since we already have the JPCJ being lumped together. Now for GBP JPY, now for this instrument, I have analyzed this a couple of times in the last few weeks. On the weekly time frame, we can see that price, sometime ago, it's the trend line on the weekly time frame. But generally, the bias is overall bias is bullish bias. So technically, we should see price, go push up higher there. And on the daily, this is what I see happening. GBP I still maintain that bullish outlook, but here it's forming an inverse head and shoulder. So we should be seeing a big bullish breakout. All things being equal, sometimes the fundamentals can take over, but then I believe maybe that drop in the bearish direction should be over for this instrument. And it should be getting ready for that major bullish break that we anticipated for quite some time now. So that's on the weekly and daily. We have a bullish outlook. Now the important thing now is to look out for entry opportunity. And let's go down to 4 hour. I'm not really seeing much on the 4 hour. Let's come down to 1 hour. Well, there's not much clarity on the 1 hour. I just know the long term price will break out, but this is what may happen. Price may trade within this and break out eventually. So wherever price breaks out, it must break out around that trend line. Or let's still look at the closer option. Let's go down to 30 minutes. Now, on the 30 minutes time frame, yeah, we have a falling wedge pattern here, but then this is a double top. May see some retracement before price eventually breaks out. So it may have some slight bearish movement before there is a bullish breakout. And however it comes, I still hold a bullish, an eventual bullish outlook. It's not having a clear bullish kind of entry at the moment. So we need to just follow the pattern as it evolves. Price may even drop. It may even drop to the lower trend line before reversing to a breakout. That kind of setup is expected. But ultimately, we're expecting a bullish breakout JPY. And for the Euro JPY, price actually hits a support zone on the daily time frame and closed on that same support zone last week. We have a very valid support zone all through here. And the candle for last week hit. You can see today, we've seen some bullish movement already between the night time and this morning. And this is what we have on the 4 hour time frame. We have a falling wedge pattern. If we go down to 1 hour, price is still trying to push up, but I think it may drop before that eventual push up because it's having that similar double top pattern that we saw on the GBP on 15 minutes. It's having similar patterns. So I expect some retracement before the final breakout. But generally, I'm bullish biased on both the GBP JPY and the Euro JPY. All right, so I'll look at the Euro card and Euro GBP. I will done my analysis. Euro card, there is no setup on Euro card at the moment. So I will advise you if you avoid that instrument. There is no setup on the Euro card and Euro GBP. Now, Euro GBP has been trading around this support zone from the weekly time frame. Let's start afresh. This is a weekly time frame, and there has been this support zone that price has been trading around for quite some time now. We have a clear support zone there. All right, and from that support zone, we expect a bullish breakout on Euro GBP. This is the 4-hour time frame. You can see the last couple of last set of 4-hour candles, we've seen some bullish breakout. All right, this is going to be a swing setup, a swing trade. This is a triple bottom pattern right here. Now, price is still a distance away from the trend line. You know, we have a falling wedge pattern. Price is expected to break out. Okay, so what will happen is this. Okay, RSI is already above 50. Wow, that's a good one. That means this is getting really set for a buy. But then you need to wait for a new candle to open above the trend line. Why? Can't we just take a buy? The reason why we can't just take a buy is this. If price hits the trend line right here and there is no sufficient volatility to push it up, it's going to drop. And that will throw us into negative. So you need to wait for a new candle. You need a clear breakout, a new bullish candle to break out of this thing and trigger a buy and be assured that price will go higher. So I'm bullish on the Euro GBP. You're welcome, Madam Onaji. All right, I think I've attended to everyone. So that's going to be all from my end for today's morning analysis. The month is ending on Friday, and we're starting a new week from next week. If you're yet to attend our physical training sessions, you're based in Abuja and Lagos, join us this week. We're concluding the second batch of training for the month of February. You know, we started a second batch last week. We've had a beginner's class, and currently we're running the intermediate. This week, Thursday, we'll go deeper. Tuesday rather, we'll go deeper, and Thursday we'll complete the curriculum again. So if you're yet to attend, make sure you make time available. And if you don't have time this week, don't forget next week, which is the month of March, we're starting afresh again. So plan to attend so that you can get a better knowledge of how trading really works. This session is just analysis. If you are new to trading, honestly, it may look a bit advanced for you. So you need the right knowledge, you need the adequate information on how to really interpret all that we do here. And that comes when you join us for our physical training sessions. And please make sure you're constantly checking your WhatsApp group. We do hold webinars constantly to also give you knowledge on trading. So once we drop a link, on our WhatsApp group, make sure you join. And every single day, Monday to Friday, just like we're having this morning, we do have our morning analysis by 7 a.m. every morning, Monday to Friday. And by 12:30 p.m., we'll have the afternoon session analysis. Okay, so that'll be all. And finally, pardon me, I just remembered next week Friday is going to be NFP. That'll be the first Friday in the month of March. Make sure you're part of that day because I'm going to be trading live So you need to trade with a live money in your account. So you can go ahead and start making plans to fund your account to trade live with us next week, Friday. All right, that'll be all from my end this morning. Take care and have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
God bless you.